see Rayman as not like a late game counter pick. We'll get to see a little bit more from the Gauntlets early on.
The most fascinating pick here for me is Simple on Kaya, where this is like, I guess it's finally happened, Keg. It took three seasonals for everybody to go like, you know what, maybe that Impala guy is onto something. But we've got a lot more Kaya being locked in here as just like a general flex or a main pick in both doubles and singles. And when someone like Simple is doing it, off of those really heavy hitting weapons like Axe and Hammer, you know that there's got to be something to be said about it. We're going into this game number 1 with damage being really even across the board. Mounir and Rayzox, the ones in danger of going down. Oh, down to hits. Nice.
I'd say.
Yeah, amazing punish in that case. Catching Rayzox as he fell down from that gravity cancel down signature. But Mounir does get the revenge knockout on himself shortly afterwards. And those are the team combos. Remember talking about that yesterday where I was like, this is why you pick Chun-Li, this is why you pick Wushang. You get the neutral sigs after those end lights.
It's great follow-up potential. It pretty much guarantees you a stock. Oh, man. I'm looking at Saphir right now. It's a struggle. He's keeping that third stock alive right now. Mounir now down to 1. A good down air, though, is going to secure the second. Oh, I'm sorry, the first off of Saphir. But, wow.
Every time you say it, it adds a question mark to the end of this name. And there's just going to be 17 of them.
But by the end of the set, it's going to take up like an entire minute.
It's going to be worse than Keith the Poo-Poo's tag on any one of our graphics for sure. Oh, that Nair coming down from beneath the stage. Mounir goes down at 0 stocks and just like nothing. It is 4 stocks to 1 here. Simple and Mounir getting destroyed by the opposing team. And Simple's just kind of taking this time to evaluate what the heck happened in this game 1. Maybe thinking about what characters they're going to pick for the next game, the next stage, I guess. Oh, team combo opportunity. Sidelight Nair comes through. They're both just...
Oh, yeah. It's already over from there.
Everybody was entering the blast zone at some point there. It just mattered what order, right? And just in that case, Simple going down 172 damage.
Yeah.
Oof. I mean, we didn't even get to finish talking about the bit with the question marks before the game was over. That's how fast that was.
I mean, we were talking about the Kaya right before that, right? How everyone's been playing Kaya a lot more, 1v1s, 2v2s.
And this is why I was surprised, because I looked at Simple and I was like, well, you don't play either of these weapons. So what's going on here? And you know what happened? He didn't really play with either of those weapons. 172 damage in doubles is like... when I team with Zen at 3 a.m. in the ranked queue, and then he like kindly says, wow, you're pretty good at this game. You could be good if you played a lot more. I'm like, Zen, please. You're playing Diana, and you're doing 900 damage a game. Carrying me against Brawlhalla.
I need more people to play 2v2s with, because way, way back in the day, this is going to blow your mind, I would pair up with Phazon.
Doesn't blow my mind that much.
No?
Phazon likes to play with a lot of people.
That's fair, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's cool. How was it?
It was fun, it was fun. I don't
Did you do more than 200 damage, unlike Simple?
Back then, yes.
Wow.
Nowadays, probably not. But I mean, I don't even remember who I would play that back then. I think it was almost exclusively Koji. And Phazon
was flavor at the time. You must have been a big LDZ fan.
Yeah. I always loved LDZ.
Well, because like in both regions, it was Acno on Koji and LDZ on Koji. But I digress. We're back to this.
I think my favorite cast of all time was LDZ versus LZD. Way, way back in like...
Oh, goodness. That's just because you're causing dyslexic people all across the world a huge headache like this right now.
I mean, we struggled with GTG yesterday. Imagine LDZ versus LZD.
Yeah, but that one was just difficult to pronounce, right? Just like enunciate clearly. Well, back to this. Fortress of Lions. We've got Simple still on the Kaya, despite the lackluster performance going into game 1. Mounir off of the Rayman, onto the Olgrim. A little bit more of a standard Europe pick in doubles here.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm looking at Simple right now. Might be a little more difficult to find an entry point, but oh my god,
Side taking
Mounir.
the Sair. Look at that. 2 stocks right away. Lance. That's it. Good lord. Just wanted to say that.
Good turnaround, though. Mounir looking a lot more confident than on the Rayman pick that we saw last game. Off stage, though, grab out underway. Rayman. Oh, sorry, not Rayman. Sorry, Rayzox. Brings their way back up, and it was looking scary for a second. The sweat beads were starting to come out. No weapon at all. A side air return. The revenge now from Saphir.
I think that Simple's damage output's still relatively low. Mounir's going in pretty well here on the Olgrim, but Rayzox and Saphir are starting to focus fire their team combo efforts onto one player at a time, and it's working well for them. Simple goes down, team combo to the down sig, neutral sig takes him towards the top. Side sig may have been better for a knockout opportunity there, but I'm not going to complain about the damage. And they go right over to Simple, and Mounir actually fails at interrupting that so hard that he takes damage from a down sig recovery. Oh, no. Rayzox is popping off of the down sig. I mean, he goes down. And there's a double knockout coming out for the blue team. But that was all red team for a while until that moment.
This is a mess, but it's a great mess if you're Mounir and Simple. You've been able to just cause so much chaos, but just a simple there.
You know, like when you're holding recovery, and you're holding recovery, you charge back slightly as you do it, and he just backs up into the blast zone there. Unfortunate for him. Now it's even across the board 2-2.
Yeah. Mounir's been able to find so much potential in these early stocks. Now finding this 2v1 though. Saphir is forced to disengage. Simple finding a little bit more presence inside the match itself with the spear.
Is it Mounir or Rayzox going down first? Recovery since Mounir high. Let's see that neutral signature friendly fire. Not ideal. Friendly fire and getting knocked out. Not how you want to end game 2. Sidelight Nair comes through and Saphir trying to recover to the side of the stage. That dare is really well placed. Simple narrowly avoids it. Sidelight into chase dodge pivot Sair. Saphir moving all around, but that down sig will do it and still gets the alley-oop with the neutral signature. Great team combo to end it in Simple and Mounir. Bouncing back quite nicely. Still a low damaging game for Simple, but it was a victory, and that means that they're just kind of warming up. I'd like to switch over to the Lance from the Rayman. I think if we were to look at the damage distribution there, I don't know if it was in the graph, I can't remember, but I imagine that it was very highly in favor of Mounir's Lance.
I mean, it just looked like Mounir was a lot more confident on the Lance going into the second game. The first one, the Rayman fairly disengaged too. It looked like there was just a lot of scrappiness, a lot of miscommunication early on. But that combo at the very end was so impressive and goes to show this Lance, like you said, looking fantastic off of Mounir here. But we're going to run it back again. See if any big changes can come out now that it's 1-1. Rayzox was finding a lot of impact with those gauntlets early on, especially the counter on Mounir's Lance, but it was a struggle, at least in the beginning. Simple had to be fairly disengaged, but now in the midst of all this combat, 1v1s melding together into these 2v2 melting pots all over the place.
Yeah, Mounir taking so much damage here at the very start.
Wow.
But Saphir going down first.
Less than 30 seconds.
Gonna get the edge guard here from Simple. One dare comes through, and no, Simple goes right back over to attack on some more damage. And Saphir says, I don't want to go for that 50-50. Comes back on the main stage and holds on to this. I was gonna say a lead, but really it's as close as it can get, Keg.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to call it
I just had to say something. I just had to say something, and now it's not close. Thank goodness.
Caster's curse.
Right, whenever I just want to see a change in the game state, just say it how it is.
True. Oh, this is just all off stage.
Rayzox missed his nair.
Whoever can rise to the top will just ground bound and find impact below. Simple finally loses that first stock. Saphir is not a great spot, though.
Gravity cancel sidelight nair, dare weapon throw. No, the gravity cancel end light. The offstage exchange between Mounir and Rayzox has been incredible to watch. Finally makes it back. What's been happening on main stage in the meantime? Saphir goes down to a side sig. Mounir looking for another setup. Double nair does not hit, and Simple can't get the landing with the end light, but still, small lead for the blue team.
The fact that Rayzox is able to go so deep at the left side of the stage in that chaos and is able to survive almost every time is so impressive to me.
Yeah, he's still holding on to that second stock after all that. He used like 3 dodges to hit gravity cancel, end light, side sigs, what have you. Took a ton of damage from Mounir's axe as well, but still holding on. That neutral signature will take Simple down to 1 stock, and to get the punish onto Mounir as well. Yes, he can. Goes in for that side sig, perfectly spaced around the active end light from the axe, and they take the lead 3 stocks to 1, although it is a deceptive one. He gets shut down, and now Saphir's going to run for his life.
Yeah, the onus now completely on Saphir. Make sure they can survive.
Oh, what a read! I can't believe it. He slide charges the side sig all the way from the center plat and then gets the team combo right onto Rayzox, catching Saphir for that panic jump, taking him off the right side of the stage. What an awesome play, and Mounir on the Ulgrim as well. He's got to be careful. He's swinging a little too much.
This is looking like an unwinnable situation for Rayzox. Good side air to keep Mounir out of the way. Follow-up from Simple, denied by the weapon throw. Going for that starvation, but everyone's got weapons, trying to deny that Lance, and even through all of that, Lance still picked up. Rayzox back to the ledge once more. Tries the pogo his way back into the middle of this neutral, unwinnable.
That was a really hard call-out coming up from Mounir there. Great reaction on the dodge. Still seeing the low damage from Simple, but at this point, I just think that... I know I'm being a Simple hater at the moment.
I think
it's deserved. I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, Mounir is really carrying. And Simple just wants to keep going on the Kaya, and I guess it's working. Like, if this is the strategy that they've got at the moment, where Simple's just kind of bobbing and weaving around, getting his little startups, because they are getting some crazy team combos, right? Like that, and so like a lot of the damage is coming up from the fact that Simple gets like 1 or 2 hits, and then Mounir is able to just go crazy. And ever since game 1, where it was really lackluster from Simple, he's been holding on to his stocks, getting those setups, and they've been winning. And now 2-1, they're 1 game away from knocking out Rayzox and Saphir in top 8.
I mean, both these teams have the same exact strat, right? You have the Olgrim bring out the opening of each of these fights, and then you have either Rayzox or Simple there for the follow-ups that can help confirm those stocks or just rack up damage. We saw the pogos in the air from Simple. Good down airs to make sure just stuffing down any red team members directly onto the stage. Simple, without a weapon, picks up the bow, but that's the first stock gone. Mounir and Simple. The double follow-up from Saphir, taking both of them down. Full stage control once again. Rayzox, though, with the activation.
That charge on the down sig from Mounir's, or from Saphir's axe was such a great call-out onto Mounir. Then Simple follows right afterwards. And in fact, now that we're here on Demon Island, I'm seeing a lot more comfortability coming up for the red team when it comes to maneuvering around the stage. Nice dash back there. A second time with that hard read on the charge on the down sig, getting a ton of damage onto his opponent. Saphir still holding on to 3 stocks here, and I imagine he's going to get even more extra credit. That's not going to knock out just yet. Rayzox fighting Simple off the side of the stage unarmed, and honestly doing pretty well. That sidelight diagonal chase dodge into Nair. Such a cool mix-up coming out from Rayzox here as they continue to take the lead here in game 4.
And look at Saphir's damage.
Yeah, it's high. And he got a knockout with it. You were kidding me. He's going to get another one. Oh,
you know, someone had to do it.
Technically, I don't think he gets shut down from getting hit by his teammate, so he's still on that knockout streak, right? That's, oh no. Wait, Simple just took down Mounir. What's happening here?
Oh, no.
Okay, that's 2 friendly fire knockouts in a row. Who's on which team?
Nobody knows. Who is who? It's like a game of Clue. But that being said, though, good combo starter there coming out from Rayzox and Saphir. Didn't knock Simple out of contention. Ooh. The cost, though, Rayzox second stock. I feel like damage may have already been done, though, Taza.
Yeah. We'll have to see what happens to Rayzox here. There's an opportunity that he can get knocked out, but oh man, 2 pogos in a row. Simple goes down to the recovery, weapon throw into the D-Light. Mounir wants nothing to do with it, and that pogo will secure the stock. Gets a 3 stock coming out here for Saphir and Rayzox as we go into game 5 in top 8. I don't think Demon Island is where Simple's going to want to go again. Once again, that 259 damage coming out from Simple, and it was one of those games where Mounir's not cooking, and he was doing okay. Nothing's really happening, and in fact, across the board, it was really just the Saphir show. That 672 damage, everybody else under 400, really doing fantastic covering the landings with the axe, and he had some great flow charts for those landing coverages as well, because there was no platform to go to. He was just kind of like, okay, down sig, hits a little bit stacked, hits to my left, hits to my right, I'm going to charge it up after every single sidelight nair win, and I feel like you're being too aggressive to not land on me, and he was right. He called him out every single time.
Smaller stage, though, 1 floating platform, going to APOC. Gotta say, though, we talked about how Olgrims love to start up those combos, sometimes end them as well. The follow-up from both Simple and Rayzox on the respective legends are there to help supply that damage and keep people grounded. And it worked well on Demon because there were, like you said, no floating platforms, long grounded stage to work off of. But Simple's finding a lack here early on. Cider doesn't connect, but the follow-up with the Cider from Mounir is good to remove Saphir's first stock. Rayzox. Okay.
Rayzox was really fighting between 2 opponents off stage there, and Mounir did a great job allowing Simple to get back. Dodged out of that down air. Let's see if any more can happen here. Down light, bot dodges in place, falls with side light, goes in for nair, down air, anything here. Simple goes in for the recovery after the weapon throw, manages to make it back. Rayzox. No. Oh, gets the spinning air
again. It feels like we're watching game 1 all over again. Mounir this time having a lot better of a stance with it though, but Rayzox loves to go for those finishers. On the left side of the stage specifically, no matter where you go as Mounir and Simple, you have to worry about Rayzox now, especially at low or high damage. No matter what, the follow-ups will guarantee to be there. Mounir the same though. Side C comes underway. Good to remove at least 1, and now Saphir on their final stock. And at best, in game 5, they won't have any more stocks left, and Mounir's only losing his first now.
Yeah, goes down, like you said, to that second stock only now, while Saphir's been taking a ton of damage in this regard. Neutralated a chase dodge, forward gets the end signature, and that's going to be Saphir almost getting into orange. Rayzox gets disarmed by that recovery. Second recovery just barely avoided, and that delay recovery almost doesn't get the reversal on Simple, but he goes down, and it's 4 stocks to 2 here, Keg, and Saphir can't even get back onto center stage.
No, he's able to with punish, though, of the ledge guard from Mounir. Lance in hand. This has to be the most important stock of his entire tournament run thus far. Good side air to remove Simple. Allows the possible 2v1. But no, they respect Mounir on the ledge. They don't want to go near him at all.
Oh, ground pound off the side of the stage. Rayzox trying to get a side air. But Mounir goes out that one stair. Can Simple make it back? Weapon throw actually stops Rayzox from being able to go for any edge guard himself. Simple going for the reversal here. Dare would be huge. Down 6 does not hit. But the side stick whiffs as well. And that side stick second slash weapon throw. Is that it for Rayzox? Barely dodges back to the stage.
That was the very tail end of the side sig too. Weapon throw nearly confirmed now Rayzox. Simple goes down to 1 stock. But again, we're looking at 3-2 at this point, and so much damage applied to Rayzox and Saphir. Oh, down air. Good to stuff him out, but now it's a 2v1. Saphir,
it's a
last
2v1
stock
with
of the set.
really big damage deficit as well. Right? Let's see what he can do. Down 2 comes through. Mounir goes for the backswing of recovery. Simple Mounir pretty studied in this situation. Neutral stick catches him in the air, and a quick celebratory taunt there to say that's a 3-2 for Mounir and Simple. And they're going to be moving on into top 6 here in the Summer Championship. Really was the Mounir show. That was another 649 damage compared to the 315 coming out from Simple. Mounir's Olgrim was something else when it came to that matchup in particular. I was surprised that he led with the Rayman. Maybe he was just testing the waters. But